We had one day to explore Bratislava. In this video we'll show you the city's top sites and a surprise location at the end you might not find in other videos. Let's get started! We started our day at Bratislava Castle, the most recognizable landmark in the city. It sits on a hill above the Danube and you can see it from almost anywhere in town. The walk up is short and easy, and once you reach the top, the view is totally worth it. You can see the old town, the river, and even into Austria on a clear day. The castle itself has been rebuilt many times over the centuries, but today it looks clean, white and elegant, almost like a giant wedding cake with 4 towers. We visited on a Tuesday, which we later found out is the one day the museum is closed. But even if you don't go inside the museum, just walking around the courtyard and gardens feels peaceful and offers some great photo spots. From the castle, we made our way down through the medieval city walls. It felt like stepping back in time, away from the busy streets. What you see now is part of what once protected the entire city. Some sections were rebuilt or restored to give visitors a sense of how the old city was defended. We entered the old town through Michael's Gate, the only remaining gate from the city's original fortifications. There's a 0-kilometer marker right under the archway that shows the distances to other major cities in the world like Vienna, Paris or Tokyo. Also, if you look up, there's a statue of Archangel Michael defeating a dragon at the very top. As we continue through the old town, we arrived in the main square, home to the Maximilian Fountain, built in the 1500s to supply water to the city. Locals say that on New Year's Eve the statue of King Maximilian comes to life and bows his head to honor the city's heroes. Nearby, we spotted a statue of a Napoleon soldier casually leaning on a bench. According to local legend, he fell in love with a girl from Bratislava and decided to stay here. It's one of the most photographed statues in the city and hard to resist taking a picture with. Then we headed into the Old Town Hall, one of the oldest stone buildings in Bratislava. We climbed to the top of the tower and from there we had a beautiful view over the red rooftops of the city and the surrounding streets. The Old Town Hall has quite a past. It was once a town hall, a prison, and even a coin factory. As you walk through the old town, you'll notice something fun. Statues are everywhere. Some are historical, some are playful, and they definitely add character to the city. One of the most popular ones is called Cumul, also known as Man at Work. It's a bronze figure of a man popping out of a manhole, resting his head in his hands with a cheeky little smile. There is even a legend that if you rub his helmet, it brings good luck, and judging by how shiny it is, a lot of people believe it. After that, we walked through a wide, elegant promenade lined with trees, fountains, and restaurants. It's a nice spot to take a break, and it has a more relaxed, open feel compared to the narrow streets of the old town. At the end of the square, we stopped to admire the Slovak National Theatre, the historic building that houses opera and ballet performances. We noticed that this square is also one of the main starting points for the city tours Bratislava buses. While we were filming, someone from the city tour team started saying something about us. Then one of the crew came over and asked if we were YouTubers and how many subscribers we had. When we said 600, they just smiled and replied, "Okay, good luck then." So, if you want to support the channel, hit that subscribe button. Who knows, maybe next time we'll actually get the ride. We continued our walk along the Danube River, heading toward one of the most unique landmarks in Bratislava, the UFO Tower. To get there, we crossed the UFO Bridge, a modern structure with great views even as you walk across. At the top of the tower there's an observation deck. Getting up there costs 12 euros and the view is worth it. There's also a restaurant and a bar, so you can sit down for a meal or just enjoy a drink with one of the best views in town. From the UFO tower we headed toward the Blue Church, which was actually just a short walk away. It's one of the most unique buildings in Bratislava, painted in soft shades of blue with curved lines and details that almost make it look like something out of a fairy tale. Even if you've seen photos before, it's different in person, smaller than expected but full of charm. And now the surprise stop we mentioned at the beginning of the video, a place you probably won't find in most one day in Bratislava guides. It's a restaurant called Segnerova Curia, located inside the beautifully restored historic manor once owned by Johann Andreas Segner, a scientist and inventor best known for creating an early version of the modern water turbine. Inside, the vaulted ceilings and stone walls give it the feel of a centuries-old wine cellar full of character and charm. We stopped by to film the location, but we didn't stay to eat. So, if you've been there and tried the food, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear. That wraps up our one-day trip in Bratislava. Thanks for watching and see you next time in Prague!